Hi everyone, so welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys what products I think are essential for your potty training journey. So if you're new, I would love it if you would subscribe if you haven't already. When I started thinking about potty training, I wanted to be as minimalistic as I possibly could, but that just did not work out for me. So these are just things that I would consider that are necessary for you to help you in your potty training journey. So before this intro gets any longer, let's just jump right into it because I have a few things to share with you guys. So the first thing that you really need for potty training is underwear. Underwear, and I got 3 different pairs of underwear. In the vlogs that I'm going to be sharing with you guys, I took my son to Walmart and I let him pick out between PJ Masks and Paw Patrol. Those are his 2 favorite ones, and ultimately he picked Paw Patrol. So these are just like the character ones that they have at the store. Pretty sure you can find them at Target. I ended up getting these in 2 to 3T since my son is 32 pounds and by the time you guys watch this video, he has just recently turned 3. So I was assuming that these were gonna fit him, and they do fit him. I just feel like they fit him a little bit snug. So if your toddler is around that weight, I would definitely size up to a 4T. He's still able to pull these down on his own. He did have a little bit of, I guess, a learning curve with them because since they were so snug on him, but for the most part he's got it down, so definitely size up. The next pair of underwear that we did get him, and I wanted to use these in case there was an accident at home. So the other ones that I got were the Gerber training pants. I got them also at Walmart. I think they were like 8 something. They were actually like the organic cotton, I think that's what it is. I didn't even know they had organic ones, but they were the only ones there. I got these in 3T and they fit him like a teeny tiny bit loose, not like around the waist or anything, but more so everywhere else, if that makes any sense. He doesn't have an issue with these. They don't fall off of him. He can pull them up and pull them down very easily. They also have like this extra material right here in the middle in case they do have any accidents, which he did have an accident on one of these one time. I was so grateful for these because nothing came down his legs. It contained the poop because he wound up having poop. It contained the mess to an extent. Of course, you're not going to want to have them standing there for like a long time because then of course it's going to leak. It's not like one of those pull-ups or anything like that. On the first day that he was wearing underwear, because the other ones were a little bit more difficult, he still was getting the hang of learning how to pull his underwear up and down. It was nice having these because he didn't have an issue pulling these up and down. And the last pair of, I guess, underwear, training pants, whatever you want to call them. Now I got these because I did not want to buy pull-ups. I was looking into the price and I was going to spend another 50 bucks because I have another kid in diapers and I just was not having it. I'd seen these before, which are the KANGACARE Little Learners training pants, and these are basically reusable training pants. They do come in a pack of 2 and they are a little bit pricey, but I think they're worth it in the long run. I'm actually planning on buying more because they're just so stinking cute. Before we actually got these, because I had not initially bought these yet, I had to use diapers for him at night. These are what I'm using for him at night now when he goes to sleep. I will say that they do leak. If I limit his water before going to bed, like 2 hours, an hour and a half before going to bed, there's less of a mess, doesn't pee as much. So I would suggest that you limit the water that they do intake before going to bed and making sure that they go potty before bed, which is normally what he does. These are also great for going out. They are waterproof on the outside, so they will contain the mess to a certain extent. Of course, if it's a whole bunch, it's going to start leaking out through the front. I try not to use these at home during the day. It's mainly at night and whenever we go out, and I could use them next year for when I start potty training my second boy. One of the very first purchases that I made was this, what is it called, this stool. I like this one because it's compact. You can fold it, and then when you need to use it, you can just open it up. If you need to take it, you just pull right here and it folds right back up. I do have to wipe it down. It's a little bit dirty. It's not that heavy and it's real easy for him to move it if he needs to turn on the light by himself or if he needs to wash his hands. So the restroom is not all that big and it doesn't have a whole bunch of storage. Nice that I could just have it on the side of the toilet. Even if we go on a trip or something, I can fold it up and I could take it with me because it's so compact. Okay, so something else that I'm really going to stress is that you buy flushable wipes. Buy these. I Thought that I could just use regular wipes, and no. Buy flushable wipes. Now I know they're not all that great for the environment, but honestly, cleaning up poop is the worst thing ever. I did have to buy an extra potty seat, and it's not the ones that you fold out on top of the toilet. My son does not like the toilet. He's scared of it, so we're still working on that. But for now, he is using an extra potty seat, which I will share with you which ones I got right now. But cleaning poop off that thing, it is the worst, and cleaning poop off their butt. Now granted, I only use these flushable wipes whenever there is a poop and these are the up and up brand as well, so they're really inexpensive at Target. So I did mention that I had to get an extra potty seat, and this is the one that I got. It is getting kind of washed out because of the lights. It's the summer infant potty seat that looks like an actual toilet, and something else really great about it, it flushes like a potty seat. I mean, how cool is that? It does lift up here. It has this little splash guard if you have a boy, and it is removable. I will say that, like, if you push on it too much or they accidentally bump into it, it will fall inside, which is kind of annoying to have to re-put it on, but it's not that big of a deal. I also read somewhere that boys aren't supposed to use the splash guard because they could get hurt by accident. I haven't had an issue with that. My son has been very aware that that is right there, and he just carefully sits on it and kind of moves himself so he's comfortable and it doesn't bother him at all. It's also a fairly big splash guard, so nothing has ever gotten out. At the top, it also has like this little compartment where you could put wipes, or maybe you can even put an extra pair of underwear in there if you want. I haven't really utilized it. It does have this little tray that you can remove all the stuff. At first, I made my son take this to the potty himself. He likes doing it now, and I think it's a fun way to get them excited. But the last thing that I bought, and this was because I started thinking about, okay, what about when we go out? How in the world is this guy gonna go potty? I was not going to bring this thing and haul it around all over the place. So I looked online. I found the XOXO Tot 2-in-1 potty seat. So it does come with a travel bag, which I appreciate because I can just clean it up, put this inside my bag, and I know the outside of this bag is clean. It's not dirty. It keeps everything contained in here. So this is what the potty seat looks like. I'm not sure if I ever plan on using this on top of a public toilet. We will just have to see when and if it ever takes us there. It has these two buttons here that you can push, and it allows you to pull out the leg, and as you just heard, it makes a little clicking sound. It also on the bottom has these rubber texture, so it's not like sliding around when you put it on the floor, and it has these little what are they called, like inserts or something, so you can put the bags. This, when you buy the seat, it comes with 4 little bags. I used them all on our first outing because this kid goes just so frequently, and for some reason he just finds it being so fun. But I've decided that his potty trips are less frequent. I'm just gonna use a regular trash bag, like an HEB bag or something. They easily just fit on here, and they just sit on it and go. It also does have kind of like this little rise as like a built-in shield. So we've only had one accident on this, and it was my fault, where his shorts got wet, and it was because I hadn't pulled them down all the way for him. This has helped us so much. My son was terrified of going into public restrooms. He hated public restrooms. He doesn't like the flush. He doesn't like those air hand drying things, and it was just a scary place for him. So every time we would walk to the restroom, he would start freaking out. So the first time that we took this, he started freaking out. I had told him before I left the house, this was his outside potty. And I did forget to mention that the bags that does come with have a little pad to absorb the pee, but normally I already have the bag on this, so whenever we get into the restroom, I just tell him, pull your shorts down, pants down, whatever, and I just open it up and set it up for him, and he's like ready to go. It's a quick thing here because you don't know how long your kid is going to be able to hold it. I think he has a pretty good time to hold it, but either way, you just want to get them to go and you want to be ready. After he went on this, he was so excited that he went potty. Ever since then, it's like going to the public restroom is magically the funnest thing ever. I'm telling you, if your child is scared of public restrooms, buy them an extra potty seat. don't buy them one of those foldable ones that you can use on top of the toilet. As convenient as they are, because they do not take a lot of room in your bag, in your diaper bag, whatever you carry, just buy an extra potty seat. So I was editing the video and I forgot to mention that I also bought him this book. They do have a girl version, so depending if you get a boy or girl, it shows their body parts and it just lets them know what that specific body part does. So it says the bottom is for sitting, and in it a little hole for making poo poo, and then the PP is making for wee wee. I mean, if you don't want to use those terms, you can use your own terminology, however you want to call that specific body part, but it just shows his journey or her journey. The little boy is named Joshua, and I think that's so cute. My little brother actually had this book when he was little, which is why I bought it for him. There is also a part where it shows that he has an accident on the floor. It eventually shows how he goes in the potty. It also shows him taking the potty seat to his mom and then throwing it in the toilet. So if you have an extra seat like I do, I think that's very beneficial, so they can kind of see like a visual. I think it has a really good storyline. Again, it prepares them. I actually got this, I want to say like a month and a half in advance before I ever started potty training him. That is basically it for this potty training haul. I hope you guys found this helpful, and if you have any more questions, then just leave me a comment down below. Again, everything will be linked down below, and I'll also try to find another link instead of just Amazon, because I know some of you guys do not shop through Amazon, so I'll try and link it elsewhere so you guys can find it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you for my next video. Bye guys.